So many are wondering how the retired general will be able to manage a White House that has been in chaos for the last 6 months. To weigh in on this, I want to bring in CTV's political analyst, Scott Reid. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
So General Kelley is a career military man. He's used to people saluting him when he walks in the room. Things are going to change drastically for him today. What does he bring to the table that has been needed thus far?
Well, advocates for him will say that he brings discipline, big D discipline, four-star general, lifetime of achievement, working in a circumstances, command and control. That's exactly what the chaotic Trump White House needs. Now, whether or not he can deliver is another question, but that's certainly the hope.
So the president is probably the biggest challenge for this position. How do you think, or do you think he will be able to rein in President Trump when it comes to Twitter, when it comes to comments that he makes in front of groups like the Boy Scouts? He creates foreign policy in 140 characters. How does Kelley deal with this?
I think that any sensible person recognizes that the problem wasn't the former chief of staff to the president. The problem is the president. He is the source of indiscipline. And I'll give you one example in particular. Forget all of those things you just said, which are outrageous, constant, almost daily events. The fact that this is a White House that's now going to be led by a general, but nevertheless, the chief of staff will not be the person to whom all the other chiefs in the office report to. So Scaramucci, the foul-tongued new communications director, who's an outrageous character in the mold of Trump himself. Kellyanne Conway, who many people suggest, and not all that disguised, by the way, they suggest pretty blatantly, is a source of all of these leaks, a constant leaking and catnipping against one another in the White House. These people report directly to the president. So it's not going to be possible as the chief of staff to the president to impose discipline when you can't pull the chain on those who are also working alongside you.
Do you think that General Kelley would have accepted this position without saying, okay, everybody does have to report to me? No more are people going to be able to walk up to the president's office or give him a call directly and say, for example, Scaramucci, whatever he thinks. Do you think that there was some arrangement made before he accepted this job?
Well, obviously not. I mean, he may have said that's how I'd like it to work, but if he did, then he's lost his first round in his battle as chief of staff to the president because those people are not reporting to him. And frankly, even if they did report to him in construct, which they're not, which I think we should take a big signal from, but even if they did, we know that they think that they have a mainline relationship to the president. We know the president is undisciplined. Scaramucci gives an interview where he curses and swears about two fellow colleagues, and the president applauds it. He doesn't say a single thing. He accuses the former chief of staff to the president of criminally illegally leaking material about him, which turns out to be a complete falsehood. And is Scaramucci sanctioned? No. Instead, actually, the chief of staff, who's the focus of that false report, gets sacked. It's bizarro land.
What do you think his appointment means for the special prosecutor's investigation? How do you think General Kelley will deal with Mueller? Because there are these reports that the president is thinking about trying to get rid of him at some point in the summer.
I think he's going to make a move on Mueller, personally. If I had to bet $100 of my own money, I would bet for sure he will. And I think the clue on that was actually the hiring of Scaramucci, who he's unleashing to say, I'm going to go hardcore. I don't really care what conventional D.C. thinks. The firing of Sean Spicer, who constantly counseled the president in private. Now that we have the special counsel, use it. Use it as a device to decline all questions on Russia. Simply say, you know what, that's in the field. Now that's in the ambit of the special counsel, not going to go there. Would you like to talk more about health care? Would you like to talk more about tax reform? But instead, the president obsesses daily with it. So again, it comes back to the president, not Kelley. Whatever Kelley's intentions are with respect to Bob Mueller, matter nothing. It's all about the president.
Okay, last question. You've already placed a bet, so I've got another one for you.
You betcha.
How long do you think General John Kelley will last as chief of staff? Typically, it's what, a year and a half?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, some have come in and really corrected the ship. You think about James Baker, who went in for H.W. Bush, George H.W. Bush. I think he'll be there 6 months to a year. I don't think it'll be a long or distinguished tenure. I think it'll be a failure. They're looking for a fresh start. I think this is going to be a false start. Again, it comes back to the most simple, fundamental point. The problem isn't the staff. The problem is the person hiring the staff, and that's the President of the United States.
Scott Reid, thanks so much.
Thank you.